Why should you not enter into a contract with Wolverine? Because of his retractable claws. If you've come looking for cover by, you've come to the right place. Welcome to my YouTube channel today for Cover By, the show that stars myself, Ryan Magic Lasso, along with Comics for Thomas and Cookie from Just a Little Podcast. Links to their YouTube channels are in the description for this video. Please do me a huge favor and subscribe to them if you aren't already. I would appreciate it. Spider-Man vs. Wolverine. It was a one-shot that came out in 1986. Here's the A cover. And then in 1990, they did a reprint of it. Here's the B cover. They had a new cover for the reprint, so for our purposes, that's what we'll be using to decide which is the better one and say bye to the one that the panel feel isn't the strongest. I have this book, and I do remember this being released. Spider-Man and Wolverine were probably Marvel's two biggest characters in 1986. So it really wasn't a surprise that they would put the two together in a one-shot comic book and drive some sales up. I have the book, the first print. I have read it, but I haven't read it in a long time, like decades long time. So I really don't remember what the story is. I'm going to go first and give you my first thought comments. Let's start with cover A. So I've said in the past before how much I really like graveyard covers, and that's what we have here, although it seems a little bit light out for a nighttime graveyard scene. But we have Spider-Man dodging out of the way from Wolverine. I'm sure if there would have been a word balloon on this cover, he would have had one of those Peter Parker sayings that he's so famous for as Spider-Man, you know, some type of a witty comeback. And he is literally, you feel the momentum there, that he's dodging out of the way. I like that Wolverine's destroying one of the tombstones. Now, I look at the top of his boots, though, and the pointy on the top of his boots, that seems a little bit long to me from what I'm used to remembering, at least. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I just don't have it in perspective. But speaking of perspective, you do get the idea from looking at this piece that Wolverine is a tiny guy, and Spider-Man does appear larger than Wolverine, as he should. So I also like the traditional coloring of the letters on the trade dress too. You know, the classic yellow and highlighted in red. So I like it. There's a lot of stuff that I think really works on this cover. Now I want to turn my attention to cover B. Okay, like I said, I haven't read this story in such a long time that I don't remember if a penitentiary or a prison is part of the story. It must be if it's on the cover. I can definitely tell that this is 90s Spidey. And look at his eyes. 90s Spider-Man always has those bigger eyes. And to me, that's a dead giveaway that it's 90s Spidey. And I noticed the difference between, this does portray a little bit better than the first cover, the essence that it's taking place at night. We really get the nightfall thing. Why don't we have any guards, though, somewhere, even in the lookout stations or something? That surprises me a little bit. Once again, I think Spidey would probably be hitting one of those one-liners that he's famous for as he ducks out of the way. So it's a similar cover, different settings. There's, I think, at least advantages and disadvantages to both covers. Now look at Wolverine's, you know, I was talking about the top of his boots, the little points that come out. I mean, they're long, but they don't seem as long as they were in the A cover. This is more maybe how I remember them, but maybe the perspective's off, maybe my memory's off. It wouldn't surprise me. These are the two covers we have to work with today. I'm going to think about which one I'm going to pick, and in the meantime, I'm going to listen to the first thought comments that are coming in now from Comics for Thomas.
So we're taking a look at Spider-Man versus Wolverine #1. I actually did not know about this run. This is a pretty nice cover. You can tell it has that like 90s feel to it, but I do like it, and I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, and I'm not a huge Wolverine fan in that costume as well. But this cover works. Everything about this works, and I do like the fact that Marvel likes to put like the two like their faces up under the Marvel 25th anniversary. I do like that. I like that he's he's breaking the stone and Spider-Man is jumping over him. It's a cool cover. I don't mind it. Now, cover B is a 1990 reprint. And so here's the thing. I like the way Spider-Man is drawn more in this cover than cover A. But I like the way Wolverine is drawn better in cover A than I do in cover B. The green in the Spider-Man versus Wolverine, to me, it's not great. But like I like the prison in the background and stuff like that. It is a cool cover. It's kind of funny that the character switches for me in regards to how they're drawn. I really do like the way Spider-Man's drawn here. It looks pretty good. So this one might actually be a pretty tough one between the two.
Thanks, Thomas. Unfortunately, Cookie from Just a Little Podcast was unable to participate in this week's cover buy. We miss him and hope he can be back for our next one. That means it's time for me to make my pick. Which one am I going to go with, cover A or cover B? I'm going to go with cover A. And for me, as I said, I always loved the graveyard scene, so that was a plus in its favor. I kind of like I get a little more sense of the motion of Spidey really jumping out of the way. More jumping, where in the B cover it seemed like he was kind of ducking out of the way to me. And I'm not as big of a fan of those big 90s Spidey eyes that I was talking about before. I know for some people that is it. They love their 90s Spider-Man, and I don't take anything from them for that. But for me, I'm more bronze/copper age guy anyway, so my heart is with the A cover. Comics for Thomas, that's what I'm picking. How about you?
So this one is really close to me in regards to my choice. I have decided to go with cover A. I just think there's more about cover A that I do enjoy. Again, I do prefer the way Spider-Man is drawn in cover B, but it's really the only standout for me, and that's what helped me make my decision.
We're one man down this week, but we still come out with a winner for cover buy. It's cover A. Sorry, cover B. Bye. You're a good cover, but cover A is our winner today. Is it the one that you would have picked? I'd love to know. Leave me a comment below. Your comments are welcomed, encouraged, and appreciated. If you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I hope that you will. Clicking the notification bell informs you when new content is added, including our next cover buy video. That will be coming up in 2 weeks, the first Friday of a brand new month. And there's a brand new superhero movie out now. I haven't gone to see Black Adam yet, but I'm planning on doing that sometime in the next 2 or 3 days or so. So I'm looking forward to that. But our next cover buy will be a Black Adam comic book. So I'll give you some thoughts. I'll try to keep it spoiler free too of what I thought about the Black Adam movie. That's our next cover buy, the first Friday of November. Make plans to join us then. In the meantime, thanks again for your support and for watching Cover Buy this week. On behalf of the panel, I'm Ryan Magic Lasso saying have a great weekend.